Thank you, Lord.
Too long. Zechariah chapter 3.
Nice.
Starting at the first verse.
Thank you, Jesus.
This is when having a physical Bible comes into play.
Yes.
Struggle a little bit. Then we'll be going over to Psalms chapter 30. Starting at the first verse.
Nice, nice. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Turned out to be a beautiful Sunday morning.
Yes. Thank you, Lord.
Sun is
Thank
out,
you,
a
Lord.
little windy outside.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
The sun is out. Bright smiling faces.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
I didn't know that was Z. I was just like, man.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
If it is our custom to stand, I will ask you to stand. Don't get me in trouble. I'm just a substitute for this morning. Zechariah chapter 3, starting at verse 1. I'm in the New Living Translation.
Yep. So good. So good.
The word of the Lord reads on this. Then the angel showed me Joshua, the high priest, standing before the angel of the Lord. The accuser, Satan, was there at the angel's right hand, making accusations against Joshua.
Come on.
And if you want to, you can plug your name in where it says Joshua. You can put your name there if you want to.
Yeah.
Satan was there at the angel's right hand, making accusations against Devaughan. Then the Lord said to Satan, I, the Lord, reject your accusations.
Yes. Come on.
Satan, yes, the Lord, who has chosen Jerusalem, rebukes you.
Yes.
This man is like a burning stick that has been snatched from the fire. If you can flip over to Psalms 30, verse 1, it says, I will exalt you, Lord, for you have rescued me.
Yes.
You refuse to let my enemies triumph over me.
Thank you, Lord.
O Lord, my God, I cried to you for help, and you rescued my health. You brought me up from the grave, O Lord. You kept me from falling into the pit of death. Sing to the Lord, all godly ones. Praise his holy name. As you take your seats, just grab somebody, look at somebody, and just let them know, don't count me out. Just look at somebody else that look like they just need to hear it. You just feel like saying it again. And just let them know, don't count me out. Don't count me out. Don't count me out. I know I've been counted. I know the count is on 9 and it looks like I'm not getting up. But just look at somebody and say, don't count me out, baby. I know the count is at 9 and it's going 9.9, 9.8 and waiting for the 10. But don't count me out just yet.
Not just yet.
Don't count me out just yet. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. I'm sorry, I just felt like screaming that for a second.
That's all right.
I see all I have needed, thy hand has provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. God, I just love him, if you can't tell by now, giving honor to God, who is truly the head of my life, giving honor to Apostle. We are just continually to pray for recovery, speedy recovery. Giving honor to all saints and respective titles. Giving honor, more importantly, to the church. I'm reminded of a song by Luther Barnes that said, they said I wouldn't make it. I got a couple of people. They said I wouldn't be here. Okay, y'all helping me out. They said I would never amount to. But I'm glad to say that I'm
On my way.
Yeah, that's the truth. I'm losing half of y'all because y'all only got the first word. We only know the first set. So let me see. They said I wouldn't make it. They said I wouldn't be here today. They said I would never amount to anything. but I'm glad to say that I'm on my way.
Yeah.
I'm going more and more each day. Here's the part that I love. There are many that started with me. Do I have a witness that seemed like it was many on this path with me? It was many friends, family. It just seemed like all of a sudden everybody was with me. But when I hit rock bottom, everybody still had advice, but it just seemed like I couldn't call you when I needed you. It seemed like you weren't here with a helping hand. It just seemed like everybody was counting me out. But now that I've gone astray, I'm still holding on. I like this part. I'm still holding on to his hand. Zechariah picks up here. Zechariah, the meaning of Zechariah here means Jehovah remembers.
Yes.
Do I have somebody out there that just said, God, just remember me?
Yes.
Out of everything that I've done, God, just remember me. Just remember me. Zechariah is in a unique situation of prophecy because he's prophesying to those that are returning from exile, but he's also correlated a lot with the return of the Messiah. We correlate Zechariah into a Christmas story oftentimes because he's prophesied, often seen as prophesying the birth of the Messiah.
Right.
Here he's also, in this particular passage, he's also prophesying to those that are, it's kind of twofold here. We have those that are left in Babylon, also known as the remnant. Years ago, I remember Minister Limoni spoke a message out of Isaiah on the remnant. He's prophesying to those that are still left. You may have friends that don't ever want to come back. They just get comfortable in the situation. They just get comfortable in exile. They just get comfortable being broke, busted, and disgusted.
Come on.
Take your time, son.
And then Zechariah is also speaking to those that have returned.
Yes.
Those that have returned to finish, not only finish what they started, but finish building the wall.
Thank you, Lord.
Zechariah is in an interesting dichotomy.
Yes.
He has those that are returning, or those that want to stay, that are left and just like, we're comfortable here. We got used to the ways of the Babylonian culture. We got used to their ways and their customs. And we really don't want to come back to something that's not finished.
Come on.
For those business people that are looking for those investors that just say, can you invest in my thing? What have you done? We'd rather stay right here because we haven't found that your product adequately works. But isn't it amazing all of a sudden when it gets here that everybody now wants to invest? Everybody says, yeah, I know that person. We went to Greater Refuge together. We used to sit on the front row with each other. You know, I know their cousin and them. I know Pookie and them. I know their family. Yeah, they cool. All of a sudden, the remnant wants to stay behind. But those that have returned want to build.
Good.
Here we pick up in chapter 3 that we find God is reminding the people, I am still God.
Yes.
We find that it gets interesting that the closer you get to promise, the more that the accusations begin to appear. Isn't it interesting that everyone around you who is progressing, getting blessed, they have their white picket fences, they have the degrees, they are being promoted on the job, and you're still trying to figure out, God, why me?
Right.
Just let somebody know, or let yourself know, let your notebook know that I may not have proof, but I still have a promise. I repeat that for the rest that didn't get that, and you just need to hear it again. Just let yourself know, and let somebody on your road know. Just scream it out loud, just to help me feel good. I may not have proof, but I got a promise. I may not have proof, it may not look good, I may not know where it's coming from, but I still have promise. God may not do it in your time, but didn't they teach us that He's an on-time God? It seems like the older I get, the more I begin to understand that, and the more I get frustrated in that. It's like they may not come when you want, but God, when is your time? Because I'm not sure you're going through with what I'm going through. I'm not sure that you're looking at the lenses that I'm looking at. fire. I know the situation isn't looking good. I know it's all empty in my life. I know the water bottle's half empty, but don't count me out yet. And no, I don't have proof, but I got a promise that I'm holding on to. I got a promise that God gave me one day. I got a promise that He said He's going to make it all right. I may not have the proof just yet. I know my situation doesn't look right, but baby, don't count me out. I think the apostle doesn't like that. I don't have proof just yet, but I got a promise that I'm holding on to. I don't have the proof just yet. I know my account isn't looking right when you ask for my statements. I know my credit is in situation, but the God that I serve said I got a promise that I'm going to bring you out. I got a promise that I'm going to rebuild you. I got a promise that I'm going to give you everything that the cankerworm fell from. I got a promise. Don't count me out just yet. Situation doesn't look like it's supposed to. Grades aren't looking like they're supposed to look. The financial aid isn't coming through like it's supposed to come through. I got business plans. I got venture plans. I got a mindset to do it. I may not have proof, but I got a promise, and I'm going to hold on to it. Was in an interesting discussion this week, and they were talking about things that happened early in their life, and they were just sharing with me, and we were talking through. Isn't it interesting that seems like and early in life, it seems like God doesn't allow you to progress as quickly as others have matriculated through the situation. They were just saying, I'm 40 years old, and it's just interesting that where I'm at now, others were there 20 years ago. I had to deal, not me, but them, they were just saying, Devaughan, I had to deal with a child that had health issues and health concerns. And I had to make sure I was always at a close job, so if I got a call, I could respond when I needed to. I went to college and got this degree, but I couldn't operate in this degree, and I just had to hold off this long. And they had a situation where the child started having seizures and panic attacks. And it was almost a situation where the child couldn't even graduate college. The mom was even showing up in the classroom to make sure the daughter was passing the classes. But isn't it interesting that the child graduated high school, got their own car, is finishing up their first semester of college, and now the mom is in 3.5 years of what they went to school for in an executive position, and the same people that they looked at when they were behind are still in their position. And I said, isn't that interesting? You didn't have proof that God was going to bring you out, but you held on to the promise that God was going to deliver, that God was going to set free, that God was going to quickly promote you through the situation. See, God's time is not your time. He moved you through warp speed. See, you had to go at 90 miles per hour while God let them go at 10. And God said, just hold on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just hold on. Yeah. Just hold on. I know. It looks tough right now. I know if we're transparent, it looks tough right now. Don't let us, because we're behind the mic and can articulate a particular scripture that you may not be able to articulate. Don't let us fool you that life gets tough sometimes.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
But we
does.
hold on to a promise. Just let somebody know, don't count me out just yet. Bishop was messing with me. He said, you only get up 20 minutes, so I'm going to give him 21 a day. That got good to me, though. Chapter 3 is a very interesting chapter because it starts off it reads interesting. I read it out of 5 to 7 different versions, and it tends to read all the same way. And this particular verse came into me a little interesting. Here's the story. For those that may not know me, for those that are learning, I like to dream sometimes. I don't prefer to all the time because it keeps me up. Keep a dream book by the bed. And a couple of weeks back, I had a dream that I went to a church and the pastor said, "Are you a preacher?" I said, "Unfortunately, yes." I had jeans and a tee and some tennis shoes on. He says, "Okay, come preach." I'm like, oh, nah. So God dropped in the spirit. He said, Zechariah 3:1. This was in a dream. When I was out eating lunch, I was like, what does Zechariah 3:1 say? And I got lost because it was interesting. I got this 3 weeks ago. And transparently, because I'm human, I forgot I had to come minister today. So Bishop says, "I think you up this Sunday." I was like, "For real?" Like, check the schedule. I was like, "Oh, I am." If you know anything about me, when it's time to minister, I probably have this already. This was 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago. I already had my title, just put some pens and paper. I'm ready to rock and roll. This time, not so much. Not so much. Life occurred, work occurred, family occurred, everything occurred. And just couldn't seem to focus.
I hate Jesus. Come on, yes, sir.
Have you ever been there? It just seems like you can't focus. Need a Xanax, need some green stuff, need something just to calm your nerves. I see a couple of people smiling at me. I got some of that in my pocket. And I'm just not going to try to smile too hard and put my head down. But I'm riding and flowing with you. And life occurred. And I got in the shower yesterday and said, God said, because it was cold yesterday to me. And I'm not a person that was taught, shower and go outside because your pores open. That's what they taught us. I still do it. But I got in the shower, got out. And God said, Zechariah 3:1. I was like, Zechariah 3:1? Like, that's too deep. I don't really do Zechariah. Yes, hello?
Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
That wasn't me. I just had to. That's going to make a Netflix special. We're going to get paid. So I said, God, Zechariah 3:1. He was like, yeah, Devaughan, I prepared you for this moment through a dream. And when I started digging deeper, I was like, because you knew that I wasn't going to be able to focus. You gave me a promise. I didn't understand what it was about. And here it is. Today you're hearing it. I said, God, this is interesting. So it correlates to this particular passage because now we have Zechariah who at first chapter 1 and 2 appears to be fussing, if I can say an elementary word. He appears to be fussing and God appears to be condemning. And here it gets even worse because Joshua is the high priest. Zechariah deals with two types of people, the priest and the governor. The priest and the governor. So he deals with the politics and the religion. And he's asking them to come back and mirror themselves together.
Right.
But here we have Joshua, the high priest, standing count before the angel of the Lord. If you loosely look at it, the angel of the Lord can be translated Jesus, the Son of God. And it says the accuser, Satan, appears. We see this particular language again with the book of Job. Satan appears before God and says, you got somebody out there that I can think. I think I can get him to turn against you. So here's Joshua, which is a little bit different than Job. And I'm trying to slow it down so you can kind of grasp what's happening. Joshua is the high priest. But Joshua himself is not a clean high priest. Joshua himself is appearing before God blemished. We find down in verse 3 and 4 that he has on filthy garments, which is a symbolic that he's not clean. And a good church word is he's living in sin. But Joshua is the high priest. And isn't it interesting? This is how you know, here's a little secret, when the promise is about to be fulfilled. Because when the promise is about to be fulfilled, Satan himself, the accuser, is showing up. Yeah, that's a little hint, wink. When things are about to explode, Satan himself is going to show up. Now, just because I have some people that may be literal, I'm not going to say it's the guy with the red horns that's going to show up. But what I'm going to say is the situation begins to intensify to a situation or an element that you feel that you're going to break, and you're going to crack. Yeah, have we ever been there when it's just like, yeah, that situation occurred, but I can handle that. This situation occurred, that one caused something to happen, but yeah, I made it through. But then it's that one element that said, oh, that one caught me. You ever caught what they call a Charlie horse or a cramp?
Oh, yes.
Not just caught it from working out, but it was one of those where you were just walking like, whoa, and then it just caused you to buckle just a little bit. And then you ever had a pain that it felt like, where that one come from? It feels like it's about to take you out. That's how Satan likes to move in our situations. Notice this person, he's trying to also catch you. Here's the element of how the accuser works. Notice what's happening with the situation in Joshua. Joshua's already feeling bad. And Satan comes to power. Let me get you while you feel broken and cause you to crack. Notice the high priest is already, you got to scroll a little bit further, and you see, matter of fact, let's just go to verse 3 says, Joshua's clothing was filthy. As he stood before the angel, filthy clothes represented that he was living a life of sin. The high priest, who's probably coming to ask for forgiveness, who's probably coming to say, God, forgive me, get me situated, and the accuser shows up. But isn't it just like the God that we serve to say, Satan, I, the Lord. Yeah, I like how the King James Version said, rebuke you. It says, I reject your accusations. Satan, let me let you know that I've identified who you are. I've identified that you're no good in my life. Let me call you out. They say the power of words is just something powerful. Start speaking to those situations. Start giving those things and destroying them. Give those things life that need life. Give those things death that need death. Say it. I reject you. The King James Version says, I rebuke you. Joshua is supposed to be gathering the people. Joshua is supposed to be praying over the people. And Satan, God is just right here backing him up. He says, I got your back. I know why you're here. I know what's going on. He says, Satan, I rebuke you. He says, yes, the Lord who has chosen Jerusalem rebukes you. So not only am I going to do it once, but let me grab your attention because you know as a parent, I don't know if I have parents in here sometime, but I'm learning. Unfortunately, I'm learning. Sometimes you just got to call her name more than... Sometimes I can't just call you Sarai. I got to call you Michelle to grab your attention and let you know I'm not playing with you this time. Sometimes that's what we got to do. I'm not playing with you this time, Satan. I've identified what you're going to do. I've identified that you're trying to take me out. I've identified that you're trying to ruin my family. I've identified that you're trying to mess up my bank account. I've identified that you're trying to destroy my family. But Satan, I rebuke you. I rebuke you from the scourge in my situation. I rebuke you from mistreatment. I rebuke you from depression. I rebuke you from all anxiety. I rebuke you from not achieving my personal goals. Saying, don't you dare count me out. I'm too close. I've made it too close. I feel my breaking point. I see the tunnel light approaching. And saying, don't you mess me up. Don't you count me out.
Thank you.
So then God said a very interesting one. Because I said, Bishop, I thought I was coming for Thanksgiving. He said, no, you're not coming for Thanksgiving. I was like, you sure? Because I'm all messed up. Because this was my Thanksgiving first. I was going to do Psalms 30 and I couldn't I was like, oh, what's going on together? So I'll just give you both just in case I come for Thanksgiving, just in case I don't come for Thanksgiving. If I come for Thanksgiving, I do Psalms 30, just act like you ain't here before. That's all I got to say. I don't know. Just flow with me. Psalms 30 said, that he said, I will exalt you, Lord. You rescued me when the accuser showed up. You refused to let my enemies triumph over me. You knew I was about to fall and buckle. You knew I was about to give up. But God, you showed up in the middle of my situation and said, I refuse to let you go. He says, oh Lord, my God, I cried to you for help. And you restored my health. He said, I didn't wipe away your tears, but I restored.
Hallelujah, Jesus. Yes, sir.
I'm not going to wipe your tears because I need you to know where the tears came from. I need you to reminisce from why you're crying. But what I'm going to do is restore your health so you can make it through the situation. He said, you brought me up from the grave. That means I didn't die just yet. I was in the grave, but they come counting me out, but I didn't die just yet. Oh, Lord, you kept me from falling into the pit of death. Verse 4 is where I got stuck at. I'm going to take my seat on verse 4. It says, sing to the Lord. All you godly ones, praise his holy name. And I started thinking, I said, God, give me 5 reasons why I should praise your name. I said, God, what are 5 reasons? He said, number 1 is because I've been good. Do I have a witness out there that says, I've been good? I said, God, reason number 2 is, let somebody know I've been good. I said, God, what's reason number 5? He said, because I've been good. I said, God, what's reason number 4? He said, because I've been good. I said, God, what's reason number 5? He says, because I've been good. I said, God, let's keep going. Can I get to 10? He said, I think you can. He said, what reason number 6? Because I've been good. I said, God, what's reason number 7? He says, because God's been good. I said, God, is this the only reason I should give you praise? Just because reason number 8 is because God's been good. Reason number 9, I guess you can take a guess and you've flown with me. Reason number 9, but do I have a witness that just understands?